The programs normally seen at this time will not be shown, so that we may bring you the following CTV special presentation.
Live from Toronto, the Miss Canada Pageant, 1977. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, our 27 representatives from across this great country of ours. They are with us tonight in search of the title of Miss Canada 1977. These lovely young ladies have been selected from preliminary competitions in their hometowns from coast to coast. They will be judged tonight on their charm, personality, beauty, and grace, the qualities needed to wear the crown of Miss Canada. The search for a new Miss Canada started a full year ago. The excitement and anxiety that each of these beautiful young ladies feel as they parade for you will finally culminate with the crowning of Miss Canada 1977. It's going to be a very exciting evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host for the Miss Canada Pageant 1977, Jim Perry.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to be back once again as your host for the Miss Canada Pageant. As always, the excitement and suspense are all with us here tonight as we anxiously await the crowning of our new Miss Canada. And this year is especially memorable. This is the 30th anniversary of the Miss Canada Pageant. Yes, for 30 years, girls have been selected to represent our country. In those 30 years, Canada has gone through many interesting times. Each year that I've hosted the pageant, I've always found it a great pleasure to meet each of our princesses. And as I'm sure you all know, the Miss Canada pageant is a very special pageant. The young woman selected to represent our country is judged not only on beauty, but also on charm, intelligence, personality, and grace. And also, I can honestly say that besides the selection of a new Miss Canada each year, this program does more, much more. It brings together people from all parts of this great country of ours, people of different religions, different beliefs, even different languages. And as each one meets the other, as they spend a week or so getting to know each other, they begin to realize that no matter where they're from, whether it be Nova Scotia, Alberta, Quebec, or British Columbia, they have so much in common. And most of all, that they're Canadians. And that's something we can all be proud of. And now I'd like you to meet our television hostess for tonight, a former Miss Canada, now a nationally known television personality. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Barbara Kelly.
Thank you, Jim, and good evening. Tonight, a new Miss Canada will be chosen from among the 27 girls who arrived here in Toronto 10 days ago. The judges have all had a chance to meet the girls at gala receptions, rehearsals, and in private interviews, enabling them to form opinions and also having a chance to know them just a little bit better. During the next 90 minutes, you'll be seeing the girls in every facet of competition. And as a special part of our 30th anniversary, we'll be meeting 4 of our most recent former Miss Canadas. Donna Sawicki, Miss Canada 1972, Gillian Regehr, 73, Blair Lancaster, 1974, Terry Meyer, 1975, and of course, our present Miss Canada for 1976, Sylvia McGuire. Also, we'll again be featuring the Miss Canada Designer Collection, which has become an elegant and a traditional part of our pageant. Our Miss Canada representatives will be wearing the exclusive fashions of 5 of Canada's top designers selected from across the country. Designers who, in their newest collections, are expressing what's happening in Canadian fashion and, of course, throughout the world. We're especially proud of this unique portion of our pageant, and tonight we're adding something extra. For the first time, we'll also present 4 of our girls in the latest exclusive hairstyles designed by one of Canada's top beauty salons. But more about that later in the show. It promises to be an exciting evening for all of us, and of course for the girl who will wear the crown of Miss Canada 1977. Now let's go back to Jim, who is celebrating his 10th anniversary as the host of the Miss Canada pageant, and will meet the girls in the first area of competition, the evening gown parade. The gowns that the girls are wearing were designed for the Miss Canada pageant by one of Canada's top designers, Marilyn Brooks.
Thank you, Barbara. The girls will be judged on the basis of their beauty, poise, and carriage. So here are our 27 young ladies in the evening gown competition.
Hello, my name is Vicki Harris, and I'm representing Newfoundland.
Vicki is 18 years of age, stands 5 feet tall with brown hair and blue eyes. She's presently attending the university in Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Her sponsor is Atlantic Place and Saga Communications.
Hi, my name is Laurie Armit, and I am very proud to be representing Fort Frances, Ontario.
Laurie has blonde hair, hazel eyes, stands 5 feet 3.5 inches tall, and is 18 years of age. Laurie's in her first year at Lakehead University and is sponsored by Fun in the Sun Committee.
Hi, I'm Karen Petrie, and I'm very proud to be representing Oakville, Ontario.
Karen is a 19-year-old green-eyed blonde who stands 5 feet 2 inches tall. She graduated from high school and is presently studying modeling at Sheridan College. Karen is sponsored by the Hopedale Mall and the Oakville Beaver.
Bonsoir, my name is Louise Mondou, and I am representing the city of Montreal.
Louise stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, has brown eyes and brown hair, and is 22 years of age. She's presently enrolled at Université du Québec in Montreal, and her sponsor is Danielle Doris Productions.
Hello, I'm Gail Cooper, and I'm proud to represent the province of friendly Manitoba.
Gail has medium brown hair, blue eyes, and stands 5 feet 4 inches tall. She's 23 years of age and is a registered nurse. Gail is sponsored by the Red River Exhibition Association.
Good evening. My name is Mary Pat Hannon, representing Kitchener-Waterloo.
Mary Pat stands 5 feet 6.5 inches tall, is 20 years of age, with dark brown hair and hazel eyes. She's enrolled at the University of Waterloo, and her sponsor is the Kitchener-Waterloo Oktoberfest.
Good evening, my name is Gail Knowles, representing the city of Bathurst, New Brunswick.
Gail is a 20-year-old with blonde hair, blue eyes, and stands 5 feet 4 inches tall. She's in her third year at St. Thomas University in Fredericton, and she's sponsored by the Bathurst Festival Commission.
Hi, I'm Celine Onestruk from Edmonton, Alberta.
Celine is 20 years of age, stands 5 feet 5 inches tall with red hair and hazel eyes. She's presently attending the University of Alberta, and her sponsor is CFRN Television.
Good evening, I'm Margaret Rogers, representing Prince Edward Island.
Margaret has green eyes, dark brown hair, is 18 years of age, and stands 5 feet 5.5 inches tall. She's attending her first year at Dalhousie University, and her sponsor is the Summerside Lobster Carnival and Exhibition.
Bonsoir, my name is Susanna Noguera, and I represent Durham Region, Ontario.
Susanna has light brown hair, blue eyes, and is 5 feet 4 inches tall and 19 years of age. She finished secondary school and is planning to attend McMaster University next year. Her sponsor is the News Advisor.
Hello, my name is Debbie Fernandez, and I'm representing our beautiful city of Toronto, Ontario.
Debbie is 23 years of age, has brown hair, brown eyes, and stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. She's in her first year of law at Osgood Hall in Toronto and is sponsored by the Metro Toronto Police Amateur Athletic Association.
Hi, my name is Sean Roscoe, and I'm representing Tsawwassen, British Columbia.
Sean is 20 years old and stands 5 feet 5 inches tall with sandy blonde hair and blue eyes. She's presently working with hearing handicapped children on a volunteer basis. Sean is sponsored by the Tsawwassen Business Association.
Hello, I'm Donna Ralph, and I'm proud to represent Yellowknife, Northwest Territories.
Donna is 20 years of age, stands 5 feet 5.5 inches tall with dark brown hair and brown eyes. She's presently employed in a bank, although Donna would like to continue her education. She's sponsored by Mackenzie Media.
Hello, I'm Donna Townsend, representing the interior of British Columbia.
Donna is 18 years of age, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, with light brown hair and brown eyes. She's in her first year at Selkirk College and is sponsored by the Interior of BC Committee.
Hello, my name is Barbara Ann Bodner, and I'm proudly representing Mississauga, Ontario.
Barbara Ann is 22 years of age, has reddish-brown hair, brown eyes, and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. She's in the Faculty of Education at the University of Toronto, and her sponsor is the Mississauga News.
Hello, I'm Roxanne Nelson, representing the Stampede City, Calgary, Alberta.
Roxanne is 19 years of age, has brown eyes, brown hair, and stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. She's enrolled in her second year at the University of Calgary, and her sponsor is CFCN Television.
Hello, I'm Stacy Smith, representing Blue Water Land, Sarnia, Ontario.
Stacy is a blue-eyed blonde, standing 5 feet 7.5 inches tall. She's 18 years of age and attending her last year of high school. She's sponsored by CKJD Radio.
Hello, my name is Cindy Gerling, and I'm representing Burlington, Ontario.
Cindy is 19 years of age, has blonde hair, green eyes, and is presently employed in fashion sales and would like to continue her education. She's sponsored by the Burlington Post.
Hello, my name is Paula Fairfax, representing Canada's Ocean Playground, Nova Scotia.
Paula has black hair, brown eyes, and stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. She's graduated from Dartmouth High School, and her sponsor is the Nova Scotia Provincial Exhibition.
Good evening, my name is Yvonne Brandeis, representing Ottawa Valley.
Yvonne is 5 feet 8 inches tall, has light brown hair and blue-green eyes. She's 19 years of age and in her second year at the University of Ottawa. Her sponsor is the Ottawa Cornwall Broadcasting Limited.
Hello, my name is Catherine Burns, and I'm very happy to represent Brampton, Ontario.
Catherine's 18 years old, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, with green eyes and brown hair. She's presently in grade 13 at Chinguacousy Secondary School in Brampton, and her sponsor is The Guardian.
Good evening, my name is Barbara Power, and I'm very proud to represent St. John, New Brunswick.
Barbara stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, light auburn hair with blue eyes, and is 18 years of age. She's attending her first year at the University of New Brunswick and is sponsored by Loyalist Days.
Hello, my name is Mary Frances Sullivan, and I'm representing North Bay, Ontario.
Mary Frances is 19 years of age, is 5 feet 6 inches tall, and has blonde hair with blue eyes. She's in her first year at Western University. Her sponsor is L.A. Warren Limited.
Hello, my name is Ilona Jabs, and I'm representing Vancouver, British Columbia.
Ilona has brown hair, green eyes, and stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. She's 18 years of age and hopes to continue her education to become an elementary school teacher. She's sponsored by the Metro Communities Council.
Hello, I'm Betty Jean Quigley, representing Niagara Falls.
Betty Jean stands 5 feet 10 inches tall with brown eyes and brown hair. She's presently finishing her grade 13 and is sponsored by Niagara Promotion Association.
Hello, my name is Yvonne Foster, and I'm very proud to be representing the city of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yvonne has blue-green eyes, blonde hair, and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. She's presently enrolled at the University of Saskatchewan and majoring in English and broadcast journalism. Yvonne is sponsored by CFQC Television.
Good evening. My name is Eileen Kerr, and I'm proud to represent the Hub of Canadian Hospitality, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Eileen is 19 years of age with red gold hair, blue eyes, and stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. She's in her first year at Laurentian University in Sudbury, and her sponsor is CJIC Television and the Bonsu Winter Carnival.
And there you have our 27 representatives in the evening gown parade, and I think they all did beautifully. Don't you agree? Thank you, girls.
The beautiful gowns that the girls are wearing tonight were all supplied by Dominion Textile, featuring the fabulous Tex-Made fabrics. Our new Miss Canada will receive a year-round wardrobe made from a wide range of consumer home sewing fabrics from Dominion Textile.
completes our first phase of competition, and now that you've met all 27 representatives, I'm sure you'll agree that the judges have quite a task ahead of them. Ladies and gentlemen, our evening gown competition.
We'll be right back with the introduction of the judges and our Miss Canada Designer Collection 1977.
A company, like a house, has to be built on a solid foundation of quality. Then, and only then, will families trust that company's products and respect the name they bear. Scott has that kind of name. Scott Paper makes more household paper products than anyone else in Canada. Paper products more families can trust. At Scott, we've built our reputation around the house.
Take a little softy to you and your tears. She's always near. Scotty's little softy. Take a little softy to you and your sneers. You know she cares. Scotty's little softy. Scotty's little softy.
Uh-oh, no more paper, Rebecca. I guess we should do something about that.
Purex bathroom tissue, made for your kind of family.
There, that's nice and soft.
Purex made touchingly soft by Scott.
What would they do without us?
The way a person writes is an expression of their individuality. Now, Suzanne is a romantic. Heather is a study in decisiveness. And Jennifer is mysterious. Very mysterious. But as you can see, there is one name they all choose to express their different characteristics. The name is Cachet. And the fragrance is as individual as you are.
Before I introduce our distinguished panel of judges, I'd like to explain briefly how the judging of Miss Canada is done. The areas of competition are evening wear, swimwear, poise, personality, and intellect. Last Saturday night, there was a preliminary judging in all areas of competition. The girls appeared before our judges and a live audience. Each judge has the opportunity to talk to the girls as well as observe them in rehearsals and generally spend a few days getting to know them. Tonight, of course, we'll have the judges' final decision. Like the girls, our judges come to us from all parts of the country. And they are, first, the chairman of our judges, coordinator of fashion technique and design for Sheridan College, Mrs. Patricia Guire. From Vancouver, past manager of the Vancouver Festival, president of Famous Artists Limited, Mr. Hugh Pickett. From Halifax, Nova Scotia, the president of St. Mary's University, Dr. D. Owen Carrigan. From Montreal, Quebec, color and fashion coordinator for the Canadian Color and Fashion Trends Service, Miss Jeanette Tremblay. From Calgary, Alberta, member of the board of directors of Theatre Calgary, Mrs. Natalie Chapman. The results of the judges' balloting will be tabulated by Terry Scandrett of Clarkson, Gordon and Company. Ladies and gentlemen of the panel, good luck. I would also like to introduce you to the president of Clio Productions, the company that owns, organizes, and manages the Miss Canada pageant, and who make this pageant telecast possible, Mr. E.J. Delaney. And now, here's Barbara Kelly to tell you about the Miss Canada Designer Collection 1977.
The Miss Canada Designer Collection is a part of the pageant that I'm always excited about. It's become an exclusive presentation because of the tremendous success and the overwhelming response that we've received from it. Our 27 Miss Canada representatives will be wearing creations of 5 of Canada's top designers, designers who are truly giving Canada a respected name in fashion, a name that is now spreading throughout the world. Our designers this year represent a total spectrum in fashion, from evening wear to beach wear, from casual to sportswear. All facets of design expressing the latest in fashion, both here and abroad. For the first time, we've selected 4 of our girls to feature the latest in hair design by one of Canada's exclusive hairstylists. This is just one more reason why we feel our pageant is a very special pageant. As in the past, we'll be featuring the original creations of our student designer, chosen by our fashion committee from applicants from 18 accredited fashion schools from across this country. Dominion Textile is presenting her with a trophy and a $1,000 cash award to help further her studies. I'm sure it has to be quite a thrill for her to have her fashions presented along with those of Canada's top designers. As the girls parade in the various fashions, you'll hear each designer describe their fashions and how they feel their designs reflect the overall fashion scene. Remember, in this area of competition, the girls will be judged on their grace and poise and the way in which they present themselves. Now, let's join Jim on stage.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Miss Canada Designer Collection 1977. Our first group of fashions was designed by Richard Robinson. Mr. Robinson studied with Christian Dior and Yves Saint Laurent in France. He opened his own shop in Ottawa and has his own school of haute couture. His fashions have been presented internationally. And wearing the fashions of Richard Robinson are, from Burlington, Cindy Gerling. From Montreal, Louise Mondu. From Toronto, Debbie Fernandez. From Kitchener-Waterloo, Mary Pat Hannon. And from Calgary, Roxanne Nelson.
Tonight, I am featuring my collection in winter white with accessories I have designed to complement my fashion couturier design. No matter what the fashion trend is, a woman shall always remain a woman. So when I design something for my collection, I try to complement the personality and the femininity of the true Canadian woman from yesterday, for today, and for tomorrow.
Not only Ottawa, but all of Canada can be proud of his work. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet the very talented Mr. Richard Robinson. Next, we present the collection of the internationally known designer from Montreal, Stanley Sklar. Mr. Sklar designs for Concept One. His fashions have won him many citations as one of Canada's most successful and talented designers. His styling, his individual touches, make each of his garments unmistakably a Sklar. And wearing the fashions of Stanley Sklar are, from Ottawa, Yvonne Brandis. From Mississauga, Barbara Ann Bodner. From the Northwest Territories, Donna Ralph. And from Tawasin, BC, Sean Roscoe.
I design contemporary fashion. That is, a lifestyle, not for an age group. My fashions are livable, functional, and easy to wear. As a Canadian, my fashions mirror my environment. From the vibrant Indian fashions, an integral part of our Canadian heritage, to the crisp peasant folklore designs that reflect the Canadian cultural mosaic, that mirror the fashion-conscious urban woman. Fashion is truly a pulse of the nation.
Distinctive styling indeed, and worthy of his many awards. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet from Montreal, Stanley Sklar. Our next designer is Laurie Brooks. Laurie's designs are known throughout Canada and abroad. She's won an Edie Award for Excellence in Design and a Judy Award. She's a member of the Fashion Group, an associate member of the Fashion Designers Association of Canada. Laurie Brooks' fashions are worn tonight by, from the Durham region, Susanna Noguera. From Brampton, Catherine Burns. From the interior of BC, Donna Townsend. From Vancouver, Ilona Jabs. And from Nova Scotia, Paula Fairfax.
The most fashionable suit for 1977 is the one-piece mile in a fabric which is very supple, luxurious, and curves to hug the body. With increasing popularity in travel, vacations and leisure living, swimsuits and their coordinating accessories are an exciting way of life. You will find carefully selected swimwear will not only round out, but also become a major part of your year-round wardrobe.
And now you can see why she was honored with both a Judy and an Edie Award. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now meet Miss Laurie Brooks. Our next presentation is from the collection of Linda Lundstrom. Miss Lundstrom graduated from Sheridan College Fashion Design course in 1972. She has since studied in England and France, won many fashion awards, and we're very pleased to present her designs. And wearing the fashions of Linda Lundstrom are, from Blue Water, Sarnia, Stacy Smith. From Oakville, Karen Petrie. Niagara Falls, Betty Jean Quigley. And Sault Ste. Marie, Eileen Kerr.
The most important aspect of these designs is comfort. Clothes that move with fluidness when the woman moves. Clothes that make her feel feminine. My collection this evening is free-flowing jersey wrapped up with coordinating or matching gypsy scarves and cord belts. The color is one of the most important fashion colors this season. I call it raisin. I want these fashions to bring out the pizzazz that a woman may not realize she possesses.
And Sheridan College can indeed be very proud of this talented graduate. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet Linda Lundstrom.
And now we present the collection of our award-winning student designer as chosen by our fashion committee, Miss Terry Dale Matwichuk. She was born in Edmonton, Alberta, later moving to Kelowna, BC. After high school, she was accepted into Douglas College in their Fashion Design Clothing Technology program. Upon graduating, she received a diploma for an associateship in fashion design. As her goal, Terry says, I hope to combine design and illustration in a career and hopefully be able to contribute something worthwhile and lasting to the Canadian fashion industry.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, wearing the fashions of Terry Dale Matwichuk are, from Fort Francis, Ontario, Laurie Armand. From Newfoundland, Vicki Harris. Bathurst, New Brunswick, Gail Knowles. From Manitoba, Gail Cooper. And from North Bay, Ontario, Mary Frances Sullivan.
The Canadian look is unique in its special way, as Canadian distinction is brought together by its various people. And because of this, the look created is a reflection of those people. In a class of its own, the ethnic helps to portray the youthful, together, and practical Canadian fashion scene of today. Keeping this theme in mind, one can take the extra step forward in adding originality in line and layering to create a unique, fun look to Canada's fashion-conscious woman.
And now you can see why she was chosen a fashion winner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our student award designer, Terry Dale Matwichuk. Next, we present the latest in hairstyles by Giancarlo and Massimo de Berardinis. The de Berardinis are leading members of the prestigious Intercoiffure magazine, an international organization for hairstyles. They've traveled from coast to coast and abroad to lecture and give presentations in the latest trends in hairstyling. The de Berardinis styles are being shown by, from Prince Edward Island, Margaret Rogers. From Edmonton, Celine Onischuk. St. John, New Brunswick, Barbara Power. And from Saskatoon, Yvonne Foster.
Hairstyles must suit the natural texture and contour of the hair. The style should not dominate the facial features, but should be complementary, with personal fashion preferences, to give each and every woman both dramatic individuality and practical versatility. Healthy, shiny hair, precision cutting, easy to manage hair. These are the keys to today's beautiful woman.
In their capable hands, hairstyling is high fashion indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you Giancarlo and Massimo de Berardinis. And there you have, ladies and gentlemen, our 27 young ladies and our talented designers who have brought us the Miss Canada Designer Collection 1977. Our special thanks once again to Stanley Sklar, Laurie Brooks, Linda Lundstrom, Terry Dale Matwichuk, Giancarlo and Massimo de Berardinis, and Richard Robinson. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. When 27 young ladies representing 27 different parts of our country come together, you can be sure that a great number of friendships will be made. And by the girls exchanging ideas and opinions, they have the unique opportunity of finding out some of the feelings of Canadians from coast to coast. And with such a diversified group, there's always that one person who somehow stands out. We call her Miss Friendship. And it could be because of her sense of humor, her overall friendliness, or her leadership ability. And each year, the girls are asked to vote among themselves and select the one girl they feel should receive this honor. And, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this year's Miss Friendship Award, chosen by the girls themselves, is Eileen Kerr from Sault Ste. Marie.
Canada representatives started preparing for tonight's telecast the moment they arrived in Toronto. We knew you'd be interested in watching the girls go through their paces in rehearsals, so we prepared a candid film highlighting some of the backstage activities the girls go through, readying themselves for a Miss Canada pageant. A quick trip from the airport, and our princesses were at their host hotel, the Prince. They hardly had time to meet their chaperones and unpack before production meetings were underway. First, the hairdressers. This is a session that most girls enjoy, but there's always that big decision, to cut or not to cut. Official hairdressers for the pageant are the de Berardinis brothers. Here's Giancarlo applying some finishing touches. Then, the girls were whisked into a makeup session where they were initiated into the simple but very important technique of proper makeup application. Linda Hill, a top fashion model, is their instructress. And since there was time to only make up one side of a face, or one eye, some of the girls looked only half pretty for a little while until they had time to practice what they had just learned. Relax? Forget it. There's another session planned, fittings. Marilyn Brooks, Laurie Brooks, and other top fashion experts are busy pinning, stitching, selecting, and instructing as they go along as to what will happen on pageant night, what the girls will wear, and how it fits into the overall Miss Canada look. From swimsuits to high fashion. and the coordinating accessories that make up the total look. Only a few days to prepare everything, only 100,000 stitches, and with fashion this beautiful, one would like to linger a little while longer. Of course you know how to walk, or you thought you did, but again the little tricks that make you look more graceful.
And walk away. Just like that. Let's try it on the other one.
Finally, a get-together banquet where the girls have a little time to meet each other, add a few calories, and generally chit-chat. National Pageant Director Judith Muir welcomes the princesses on behalf of the Miss Canada pageant and explains what's in store in the days to come and what sightseeing is planned for the girls if they're not too tired. The executive producer of the pageant, Jerry Rochon, welcomed the princesses on behalf of the telecast. And for the first time, the girls heard just how complicated a Miss Canada pageant really is and how many people are involved in putting together the 90-minute presentation. And to prove the point, this audio-visual presentation which captured all the highlights of last year's pageant. As you can see, the girls certainly had an exciting week preparing for tonight's festivities. We'll be right back with our swimwear parade and a selection of our 8 semi-finalists.
Nothing beats Fantastic for fast, easy cleanups except Fantastic with a new two-way easy sprayer. Twist to spray straight at scuffs, fixtures, pretty pictures. Twist again to spray wide on sinks, grills, messy spills. Fantastic from Texize, still the biggest little squirt in the cleaning business. Now with new two-way easy sprayer. Fantastic.
Polaroid has made its finest camera even better. The new SX70 Alpha 1. It has all the spectacular SX70 features. For instance, you can get this close with the Alpha 1 without a special lens, while this is the closest most other cameras will let you get. Some of the news? A monitored flash and the new super clear SX70 film for even better color. Polaroid's new SX70 Alpha 1.
Do. Now you can do the do's you couldn't do before with Sunbeam Dial a style. Dial a style, Miss Stick.
Now, a curling iron that changes side.
After seeing our 27 young ladies in the creations of top Canadian designers, we'd like to continue with our salute to fashion and our next area of competition, the swimwear parade. The girls will be judged on their poise, beauty, and grace. And ladies and gentlemen, here are our 27 Miss Canada representatives in the swimwear parade.
The 27 Miss Canada representatives are wearing a pareo in rust and white print, a very versatile piece that can be worn as a skirt or as a halter top. Rust is the fashion color of this one-piece maillot. The lycra fabric contours to the body. It's an empire cut with a soft tie, with a leg line a high V to flatter and emphasize a long leg. The suit is especially comfortable to wear for swimming, diving, and water skiing, and looks very chic.
And there you have our 27 Miss Canada representatives in the swimwear parade.
In just a short while, we'll be crowning our new Miss Canada, and tomorrow she'll begin a year of travel which will take her throughout Canada and the world, an experience she'll long remember. Miss Canada 1976, Sylvia McGuire, was busier than ever this past year. She visited all parts of Canada, as well as countries all over the world. Here's Sylvia in Spain on a fashion assignment for the Canadian government. She also took time out for a little sightseeing. The Tournament of Roses and the Rose Bowl Parade in sunny Pasadena, California had our own Sylvia there to further brighten the festivities. And here she is with the Rose Bowl Queen. She also visited Philadelphia as guest of the Canadian government to help the United States celebrate their bicentennial. Also along were our own famous Royal Canadian Mounted Police musical ride. Our own Miss Canada 1976 is seen here dressed and ready for a beautiful trip to Japan, made possible by the Prince Hotels and Japan Airlines. Flying over 8,000 miles, she arrived in Japan safe, sound, and happy. While there, she helped to open a new Prince Hotel. Sylvia's trip to Japan was a wonderful experience. She told me that traveling and meeting people all over the world gave her some of the most rewarding moments as Miss Canada. Japan is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. While there, Sylvia visited many places of interest as Miss Canada and as a typical tourist. Besides the Far East, the United States, and Canada, she also visited England and many countries in Europe as guests of the Worcester Royal Porcelain Group. While in England, she toured the famous Worcester Cathedral and Museum. She had the opportunity to visit many of the beautiful and priceless pieces of porcelain on display. Accompanied by her friend and companion, Sue Niblett, she toured much of the beautiful English countryside. Miss Canada 1976 also had time to visit Stratford-upon-Avon, where she attended a performance of Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Then on to Stourbridge to visit the famous Stuart factory. Here's Sylvia being shown the art of carving crystal. Next, it was off to Sweden to visit the Orrefors factory. This was the only day of rain during that 3-week tour. However, the sun did come out while in Stockholm, and our Miss Canada spent more time sightseeing. In the background is the beautiful Royal Palace. Then came Paris in the spring, and more sightseeing with friends. On to La Ville aux Nonames in France to visit the famous Étain du Noir factory, another of the Worcester Royal Porcelain Group. The exciting highlights of Sylvia's activities go on and on. She was featured in major fashion shows, modeling the creation of top Canadian designers. And during the course of her travel, she was met by dignitaries and VIPs in every city she visited. Her most memorable moment was meeting Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh. She certainly made Canadians proud of the way she represented her country during her reign as Miss Canada. And as we move closer to the crowning of our new Miss Canada, let's join Jim on stage for the selection of our 8 semi-finalists.
And the countdown has begun for the crowning of Miss Canada 1977. From our original 27 girls, the judges have chosen 8 semi-finalists. And it certainly must have been a difficult task. But before we hear their important decision, let's bring out our 27 Miss Canada representatives for a well-deserved round of applause. Our young ladies have been judged in every aspect of competition on a preliminary basis. From that preliminary judging and this evening's competition to this point, the judges have selected our 8 semi-finalists. So may I have the envelope, please? I will ask each girl to step forward as her name is called. In random order, the first 4 semi-finalists are from Saskatoon, Yvonne Foster. Our second semi-finalist Louise Mondu from Montreal. Semi-finalist number 3 is from Nova Scotia, Paula Fairfax. Our 4th semi-finalist is Yvonne Brandes from Ottawa. Ladies and gentlemen, the first 4 of our 8 semi-finalists. Before I announce the names of the next 4 semi-finalists, I'd like to take a moment to talk to each of these 4 girls. As you know, the judge's decision is based not only on beauty, but also on poise, personality, and intellect. So when the girls arrived here in Toronto at the beginning of Pageant Week, we asked them to list 5 questions that they would like to be asked in the event they were chosen as semi-finalists. From these 5, the judges have selected 1. And this gives our judges the opportunity to evaluate the girls not only on the quality of her answer, but also on the quality of her question. So we'll begin with, from Saskatoon, Yvonne Foster. That's very nice for everyone to encourage you a bit there, Yvonne.
Yes, it is.
Yvonne, from your list of 5 questions, the judges have selected this one. Do you feel a woman should take her husband's name in marriage?
I feel that there are 2 things to consider before a woman should, when she's deciding to go into marriage. Firstly, if she has a career, such as being a doctor or a lawyer, and she has been practicing her career for a number of years under her maiden name, then it may be a bit difficult for her to change her name to her husband's name. Therefore, under those circumstances, I would say that she should keep her married name. But I would say the most important thing to do is to consult her fiancé first, because it is his name that she will be taking, and it is very important that she has his agreement before she does it. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Yvonne Foster from Saskatoon. From Montreal, Louise Mondu. Louise? From your 5, the judges have selected this question. Why have you chosen teaching as a career?
I have chosen teaching as a career because I feel that I can do many things for children. Unfortunately, some children don't have the chance to have parents who love them as they should. And I feel that in these circumstances, sorry, I'm French, remember? In these circumstances, they must help the child. After all, education isn't only teaching, but also bringing up a child to the world. Je crois qu'un professeur se doit de contribuer non seulement à l'éducation scolaire de l'enfant, mais aussi à son éducation morale. Je vous remercie. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautifully said, Louise. Louise Mondu from Montreal. And our young lady from Nova Scotia, Paula Fairfax. Hello, Paula. Paula, from your 5 questions, the judges selected this one. When you think of your province, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, Nova Scotia is considered Canada's ocean playground, so naturally when I think of Nova Scotia, the first thing that comes to my mind is the body of waters. The second thing that comes to my mind are the people. The people in Nova Scotia I find are very warm, very friendly. People who come to visit always have good memories of Nova Scotia, and I think that the main thing that makes Nova Scotia what it is are the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Paula Fairfax from Nova Scotia. And from Ottawa, Yvonne Brandes. The judges selected this question for you. Do you feel that the Olympics has changed the fitness awareness of Canadians?
Yes, I feel that the Olympics have changed the Canadian awareness of fitness, but I don't think they have increased the participation. And I think that can be accomplished through the increase of advertising of various health fitness centers to get more participation. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Yvonne Brandes from Ottawa. And I think you all answered beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, our first four semifinalists.
We'll be right back with a selection of our next four semifinalists in just a moment.
Year after year, holiday after holiday, more women everywhere depend on the Butterball turkey to make this moment perfect. They know the Butterball turkey will be tender, juicy, better than just good. It's as special as the day itself. The Butterball Swift's premium deep-basted turkey. Millions of women wouldn't trust their holiday to any other name.
This is a new kind of lipstick. Lip Quencher by Chapstick. It's more than just a lipstick. Packed with moisture and creamy protective emollients. It doesn't just sit there looking pretty. It treats your lips beautifully. Makes them soft, smooth, and lusciously moist. Lip Quencher in mouth-watering creams and shimmering frosteds. Splash one on.
I've been sweet and I've been good. I've had a whole full day of motherhood, but I'm gonna have an Aviance night.
Prince Machiavelli brings you Aviance, a radiant new perfume that lasts through the night. And what a way to start it.
We're gonna have an Aviance night.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have an Aviance night.
With Polaroid Super Shooter, you wait only 60 seconds, and the camera's only $34.95. Isn't that nice to know? With Polaroid Super Shooter, you wait only 60 seconds, and the camera's only $34.95. That's right. Only 60 seconds, only $34.95.
Daddy looks funny.
Joe starts every day with a great cup of coffee.
Liz, where's my brush?
Believe me, he needs it. That's why we bought a Coffee Magic, the automatic drip coffee maker from Proctor Silas.
Where's my watch, Liz?
You just pour in water, add your favorite coffee, and in 8 minutes, 10 cups of perfect coffee, cup after cup, day after day. Good morning, dear. If you need great coffee, as much as I do, get yourself a Coffee Magic.
I have the names of the remaining four semifinalists right here. Again, in random order. Our next semifinalist is from Burlington, Cindy Gerling. Semifinalist number 6, Barbara Ann Bodner from Mississauga. Mary Pat Hannon from Kitchener-Waterloo. And completing the list of 8 semifinalists for the Miss Canada crown is Debbie Fernandez from Toronto. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, our last 4 semifinalists. And now, as we did with the first 4 semifinalists, from the 5 questions that each of the girls has submitted, the judges have chosen just one. So we'll begin with Cindy Gerling from Burlington. Cindy, the question the judges chose for you is, if you could improve one aspect of our educational system, what would that be and why?
The aspect that I would improve of our educational system would be to make English and math mandatory in our high schools, because I believe that it is very important for our young people to learn those subjects.
Thank you, Cindy. Cindy Gerling from Burlington. From Mississauga, Barbara Ann Bodner. From your list of 5 questions, the judges chose, if you could go back in history, who would you like to meet and why?
Since I am an avid ballet dancer, tap, jazz, in many forms, I would really like to go back to the 17th century when there was a famous choreographer named Marius Petipa. Perhaps he wasn't the greatest genius of all the choreographers, but he certainly was the most productive of them all. And he did the famous Sleeping Beauty, and I've seen it recently, and I'm a great fan of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barbara. Barbara Ann Bodner from Mississauga. And Mary Pat Hannon from Kitchener-Waterloo. Mary Pat, what responsibility do you feel the individual Canadian has toward Canadian politics?
Well, a lot of people aren't satisfied with politics the way they are, and they'll complain about it, but when you ask them, well, why don't you do something about it, they say, what can I do? Well, the responsibility starts with each vote, and if every person makes the effort to research a little bit before he goes to the polls, then I believe we'll have a more responsible government and a better Canada.
Thank you, Mary Pat. Mary Pat Hannon from Kitchener-Waterloo. And now Debbie Fernandez from Toronto. Hello, Deb. Debbie, how important is a career to the Canadian woman today?
I feel the Canadian woman today has a unique opportunity to pursue any career which she chooses. Whether she chooses to become a homemaker or a business executive or both, the choice is hers to make. But the important thing is that whichever she chooses, it must bring her a sense of personal worth and fulfillment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie. Debbie Fernandez from Toronto. And ladies and gentlemen, our 8 semifinalists for the title Miss Canada 1977.
And we'll be right back as we move closer to that very important moment.
The way a person writes is an expression of their individuality. Now, Suzanne is a romantic. Heather was a study in decisiveness. And Jennifer is mysterious. Very mysterious. But as you can see, there is one name they all choose to express their different characteristics. The name is Cachet. And the fragrance is as individual as you are.
This is the TR7 Spoker, Triumph's special edition of the sports machine that beat every car in its class. At Charlotte, Bridgehampton, Pocono, Lime Rock, and Westwood. The TR7 combines comfort, luxury, handling, and performance in a way that leaves the competition way behind. If you're after a real sports car, drive a winner. Triumph's TR7 Spoker at your British Leyland dealers now.
Hey, baby, it's wet out there. Sunbeam, now you don't have to care. Sunbeam, here's power to spare to dry your hair.
Meet Sunbeam's new Jet Set 1200 styler dryer, now with 1200 watts of power for faster than ever drying. Sunbeam! Choose from this full line of Sunbeam styler dryers at fine stores everywhere.
With the largest number of people ever used in a Hollywood film, with the most exciting all-star cast ever assembled, Universal presents 2-Minute Warning, the motion picture shock of the year. This is the one you've heard about, read about, and the one you'll never forget. 2-Minute Warning, the incredible one. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
These are the Brick Girls. Want to know how they got to be Brick Girls?
My hair is dry. Breck shampoo has a special formula for dry hair that gives it body and shine. That's what made me a Breck girl.
My hair is normal. Breck for normal hair leaves it fresh and beautiful. That's what made me a Breck girl.
My hair is oily, and Breck for oily hair makes it clean and bouncy. That's what made me a Breck girl.
3 kinds of Breck shampoo. One of them is all you need to be a Breck girl.
Want to make all the bright things in your house shine like this? It's easy with Glass Plus, the glass appliance and cabinet cleaner, all in one. Just squeeze the trigger and it cleans glass without streaking. And Glass Plus cleans appliances, plus cabinets, plus plastic, plus chrome, plus a whole lot more. Glass Plus, the glass appliance and cabinet cleaner, all in one.
Every year on the Miss Canada pageant, we have the pleasure of featuring a guest artist. This year, we are especially pleased to introduce an extremely talented and versatile entertainer. Besides his guest appearances on many Canadian television shows, he's been featured at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, in concerts and nightclubs across the country. And he's been getting rave reviews and stirring up great excitement wherever he appears. So please welcome a young man headed for stardom. Ladies and gentlemen, Grant Smith.
Face a world of strangers where I don't belong, and I'm not that strong. And it's nice to know that you're gonna be there if I need you, and you'll always smile, make it all worthwhile. When there's no getting over that rainbow, when my smallest of dreams won't come true, but I can take all the madness that the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you. After our times when the city seems to be without a friendly face, it's such a lonely place, and it's nice to know that you're gonna be there if I need you, and you'll always smile, make it all worthwhile. When there's no getting over that rainbow, when my smallest of dreams won't come true, but I can take all the madness that the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you. If you just touch me, I end up singing. All my troubles seem to up and disappear. Just touch me with the love you're bringing. I can really lose when you're near. When you're near, I can't live. If living is without you, I can't live. I can't live anymore. I can't live. If living is without you, I can't live. I can't live anymore. When there's no getting over that rainbow, when my smallest of dreams won't come true, but I can take all the madness that the world has to give, but I won't last a day. No, I won't last a day without you, without you, without you, without you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grant Smith. And now, our search for Miss Canada continues as we present to you at home and our judges our 8 semifinalists in swimwear competition. Starting with our young lady from Saskatoon, Yvonne Foster.
Yvonne enjoys sewing, reading, knitting, yoga, and cooking. Her ambition is a career in television as a writer-producer. She says the most memorable person she's ever met was former Prime Minister John Diefenbaker.
From Montreal, Louise Mondu.
Louise has two ambitions. One is to become a teacher, the other to become a dentist. Her hopes are peace in the world and the elimination of racism.
From Nova Scotia, Paula Fairfax.
Paula would like to pursue a career as a child psychologist and piano teacher. She enjoys sewing, dancing, economics, and reading.
From Ottawa, Yvonne Brandis.
Yvonne likes to dabble in painting, macrame, crochet, sewing, and knitting. She's not yet decided whether to become a medical doctor or an exercise physiologist.
From Burlington, Cindy Gerling.
Cindy would like to continue her education and study foreign languages, while her long-term ambition is a career that encompasses modeling, films, and television. She enjoys hooking rugs, reading, writing short stories, and poetry.
From Mississauga, Barbara Ann Bodner.
Barbara Ann is a part-time dance instructor. She enjoys gourmet cooking, dress designing, and sewing. Barbara Ann would either like to teach physical education and dramatic arts or become a university professor.
From Kitchener-Waterloo, Mary Pat Hannon.
Mary Pat's ambition is to become a foreign news correspondent. And while being an accomplished singer, she enjoys reading and she enjoys traveling.
And from Toronto, Debbie Fernandez.
Debbie is planning a career in community law. She speaks German and French and hopes to travel the world. She feels the most memorable person she's ever met is Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau.
And ladies and gentlemen, our 8 semi-finalists in swimsuit competition. And as always, I think they came through beautifully. Thank you, girls.
The swimsuit that the girls are wearing is the official Miss Canada swimsuit, and this was designed for the pageant by Laurie Brooks of Sea Queen. The next decision the judges will be making is the selection of our 4 finalists. We'll be right back with that decision.
Touching everyone with the warmth of her smile. Soft as rose and soft as gold with the poetry of her style. She's pretty on the inside, she's a lady. A lady's got a lady, she's you. A lady's got a lady, she's you. You're a lady's got a lady.
Every mother thinks her baby is the most beautiful baby in the world. I know I think Kristen is pretty special. And it's important to me to do the right things for her. So, I use Baby Scott diapers. Always have, always will. Baby Scott is thicker, more cushiony, really absorbent. They keep her snug and dry. And the pretty decorated panties make a real difference in how my baby looks. The way Baby Scott fits is nice, too. Snug, never droopy. They fit under the tummy, like a bikini. I just don't use any other kind of diaper on Kristen. Baby Scott seems to help her feel content. And that's how I feel, too.
Snug and absorbent, Baby Scott. Contentment starts at the bottom.
A company, like a house, has to be built on a solid foundation of quality. Only then will people trust and respect its products and its name. At Scott, we've built our reputation around the house.
good. I've had a whole full day of motherhood, but I'm gonna have an ambiance night.
Prince Machiavelli brings you off.
I'm sure you can understand, as the number of girls remaining becomes smaller, the decision-making becomes increasingly more difficult. I've been informed that the judges are ready with their decision of the 4 finalists. So may I have the envelope, please? Ladies and gentlemen, our 4 finalists for the Miss Canada Crown 1977 are... from Saskatoon, Yvonne Foster. Our second finalist is Cindy Girling from Burlington. The third finalist for the Miss Canada Crown, from Montreal, Louise Mondu. And completing the finalists is Yvonne Brandis from the Ottawa Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, our 4 finalists for the title Miss Canada 1977. Before we enter the next phase of competition, we'd like to tell you about the elegant array of gifts that our Miss Canada representatives will receive. And here's Barbara Kelly with the Regal Awards.
The Regal Awards are one of the more tangible benefits that our Miss Canada princesses will take home with them. And I'd like to show you just a few of their many gifts. To Miss Canada, the latest edition of Yamaha's beautiful electronic organ line, the DK40CI, Yamaha's famous ABC auto-bass chord system, permits anyone to play from the very first day. Each princess will receive an Orient watch. Orient, the name of a remarkable watch selection recognized the world over for elegance and precision. Orient watch will be your trusted and lasting companion. GWG does it again. For all our princesses, here's just one example of what's in store for 77 with a new G and Me line by GWG. GWG, leading the way in what you wear. This year, the Miss Canada pageant is an Aviance night because all the contestants will be receiving Aviance, the exciting new fragrance that's utterly feminine from Prince Machiavelli. Miss Canada's glamour complements exquisite Sarah Coventry jewelry. Sarah Coventry jewelry is so special that you buy it from a friend at home. Finely crafted Sarah Coventry jewelry, your fashion accessory. To all princesses, meet the Sunbeam Jet Set Styler Dryer with 1,200 watts of drying power. And Sunbeam's Dial-A-Style Mystic. It adjusts to set any hairstyle. To each princess, a set of matching sheets, pillowcases, and bedspread. And for Miss Canada, a complete selection of Dominion Textile Tex-Made linens. And for Miss Canada, this beautiful snow-top dyed blue fox greatcoat. From Polaroid Corporation of Canada, each contestant receives a selection from Polaroid's international collection of fashion sunglasses and a complete Pronto camera outfit. Tonight, the eyes of Miss Canada are on the Miss Canada contestants, and their eyes are made radiantly beautiful with Aziza, the cosmetic that lets your eyes say yes, no, or maybe. And the grand prize to be given to Miss Canada is the magnificent Triumph TR7 Spoker, the exciting race-winning sports car that combines comfort, luxury, handling, and performance from British Leyland. There you have just a few of the many Regal Awards that will be presented to Miss Canada and her princesses tonight. Now let's return to the pageant.
Thank you, Barbara. Each year on the Miss Canada pageant, we showcase the winning talent from our 27 representatives, regardless of her standing in the pageant. This year's winner was selected by a committee of judges made up of prominent members of the entertainment world. And they are the Miss Canada pageant choreographer, Roland, television associate producer, Nikki Courtois, the national promotion manager for RCA Records, Barry Hogan, a featured performer on CTV Stars on Ice, Kathy Lee Irwin, and entertainer Robbie Lane. Our winner will receive the Yamaha Award for the Best Talent, a trophy, and a cash award of $1,000. All the girls were judged not only on the basis of their talent, but also on the poise and the beauty with which they presented it. We'd now like to present our winner of this year's talent competition. This young lady not only wrote this composition, but she also sang it and accompanies herself on the piano. She tells us that she wrote this song for the members of the cast of a musical she was performing with as a female lead, to thank them for sharing themselves with her and for believing in her. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the District of North Bay, Ontario, would you welcome a very talented young lady, Miss Mary Frances Sullivan.
In the course of time, there's life with its many highs and lows. And we're told by our Creator, we've got to reap what we sow. But through all the hard and troubled times, we cannot face alone. God created people to guide us to His throne. And I believe in summer sunshine and rain. I believe in the life, that life be proclaimed, and I believe in people, friends, old and new, but most of all, I believe in you. Every single person among his family receives gifts of hope and brotherhood and Christian charity, but everyone is different in a very special way. God shines through this difference and is shared with through each day. And I believe in summer sunshine and rain. 'Cause I believe in the life, that life be proclaimed, and I believe in people, friends, old and new, but most of all, I believe in you. But no matter how hard we try, we often fail to see that life is worth living and just being here is free. And I thank God for summer sunshine and rain. Yes, I thank God for the life, that life be proclaimed, and I thank God, people, friends, old and new, but most of all, I thank God for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from North Bay, Ontario, Mary Frances Sullivan. On behalf of Yamaha, in addition to the cash award of $1,000, Mary Frances would like to present you with this trophy in recognition of your talent. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure you'll agree with me that Mary Frances is quite a talented young lady, and we'll certainly have to keep an eye on her and wish her all the best in her career. In a moment, the final stage of the pageant, the crowning of Miss Canada 1977.
Winsong knows when a man waits for a woman, he remembers little things. He remembers a goodbye glance,
a smile, a touch. And he remembers her perfume. Windsong perfume by Prince Machiavelli. He can't get you out of his mind.
To millions of women, Butterball is much more than a turkey. It's peace of mind. For cooks who know all about turkey, and especially for those who don't, it's tradition, just as stuffing, cranberries, and pumpkin pie are tradition. And it's a promise that once again your holiday will taste like no other day of the year. The Butterball Swift's Premium Deep-Basted Turkey. Years of perfect holiday dinners wrapped up in a name.
There's only one chapstick. I never go out without it.
Chapstick. It really works.
Chapstick Lip Balm. Watch how it protects. 2 moist rose petals. 1 protected with chapstick, 1 not. A day later, unprotected, dried up. Chapstick protected, still moist, soft. Its special formula helps heal lips, too.
Chapstick. Don't go out without it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a minute and tell you about another facet of our pageant, the Miss Canada Scholarship, which is designed to assist deserving candidates in furthering their education and training. This fund, which is managed by the Hamilton Trust and Savings Corporation, was set up in 1963 to assist Miss Canada finalists with their tuition and other expenses related to the cost of higher education. Each of the finalists who travels to Toronto to compete for the title Miss Canada receives a scholarship in an amount which relates to her pageant standing. And this is a facet of the Miss Canada pageant which we, and I'm sure each of the girls feels, is most important. One final phase of the competition remains. With it, the judges get one last opportunity to observe the girls and decide on their sincerity, taste, poise, and dignity. All of the girls were told at the beginning of the week that if they were chosen as one of the 4 finalists for Miss Canada, they would be given the opportunity of expressing themselves on any one of these suggested topics: music, ecology, fashion, sports, education, the arts, and career. So we'll begin with our first finalist, Yvonne Foster, from Saskatoon. Yvonne, of those subjects, which have you chosen to speak on?
Well, you know, I found it an awfully difficult task to decide which of the subjects was most interesting to me. I read them all over and I checked them and finally decided that what I was going to talk on was my career, because it happens to be the important thing for me right now. I feel that by having a career in television broadcasting, I will be contributing something as a woman to our country, and this is very important right now. I feel that having a career will make me a better person, and that I will learn more about people and places around me. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Yvonne Foster from Saskatoon. And now Cindy Gerling from Burlington. Cindy, what would you like to talk on?
I've chosen to speak on fashion.
If you please.
Fashion is ever-changing. We are no longer dictated by European couturiers. We women today, and men, are very fortunate to be able to choose clothes that are comfortable, suit our personalities and our lifestyles. I believe that men and women are involved in fashion, and it's a thing that is involved from head to toe, including makeup and accessories. I've been very happy to be involved in fashion, and I hope to continue it for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Cindy Gerling from Burlington. Louise Mondu from Montreal. Louise? And what would you like to speak on?
I've chosen career.
Please.
I haven't chosen to talk about my career because now you know what it's all about, but I've chosen to talk about women's career in general. Now we women are very lucky because we can go in any field that we want to. But we must not forget that if we choose to go into a career and if we choose to get married and have children, we also have a duty there. Les femmes d'aujourd'hui ne doivent pas oublier qu'elles sont faites d'amour et qu'elles ne doivent pas délaisser la chance d'avoir une famille, des enfants qui les aiment, pour tout simplement se satisfaire personnellement et oublier les autres complètement. I thank you.
And thank you, Louise Mondu from Montreal. And finally, from the Ottawa Valley, Yvonne Brandis. Yvonne, what would you like to speak on?
I would like to speak on sports. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, I feel that sports should not only be done for competition, but also as recreation and for fitness. Being fit makes one feel better physically and mentally, makes one feel more alive and more active. The person, the individual that is physically active benefits greatly from it, but so do his friends, and so does his family, and most of all, the Canadian healthcare fitnesses, because because of the number of illnesses that we do have due to hypertension, heart attacks, and obesity. I feel that if one is fit, physically and also mentally, one can survive these factors. Thank you.
And thank you, Yvonne. Yvonne Brandis from Ottawa. I think you all did beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, our 4 finalists for the title Miss Canada 1977.
The judges are now in the final process of selecting our new Miss Canada for 1977. The tension and emotions that each of our 4 finalists are feeling at this very moment, I know, is running high. Not only has it been an exciting and memorable evening, but even more, it's been a gratifying and rewarding year for all the girls who have participated in the pageant. A culmination of a whole year of anticipation and suspense as we move closer and closer to the crowning of our winner. Now, let's go back to Jim on stage to introduce a very special part of this year's pageant.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we stated earlier, this is the 30th anniversary of the Miss Canada pageant, and because this is such an auspicious occasion, we invited back to our stage the 4 previous Miss Canadas. We felt it might be exciting to show you what's happened the night they were crowned and discover what's transpired in their lives since becoming Miss Canada. First, the year was 1972. This was the big moment.
Miss Canada 1972, Donna Sawicki of Pittsburgh, Waterloo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Donna Sawicki.
After Donna became Miss Canada, she attended school in Switzerland and received a diploma in French studies. In 1976, she graduated from York University with a degree in political science and economics. Donna is now employed as a sales executive for Glen Warren Broadcasting, Radio Division, Montreal.
And a very gracious Miss Canada she made, Miss Donna Sawicki. Our next guest is Miss Canada 1973, and here's what happened on that eventful night.
Miss Canada 1973, from Victoria, Julian Reguer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Julian Reguer.
Upon relinquishing her crown in 1973, Jillian attended a summer school in Portugal. This was made possible by the Miss Canada Scholarship Foundation. In 1975, she studied ballet at the Academy of Dancing in Calgary. She has since become Mrs. William Liddell and is presently studying modeling, dancing, and enjoying being a housewife.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Canada 1973, Julian Reguer Liddell. And now we go to 1974, and the night that another young lady was chosen to represent Canada.
Miss Canada 1974, Claire Raymond.
Lancaster.
Blair has opened a successful finishing school in Burlington, Ontario, and has been employed as a freelance fashion coordinator and commentator. She's also been active in promotional work with radio and on community interest programs on cable television. She's now married and looking forward to furthering her career.
A very gracious and lovely lady to represent Canada in 1974, Miss Blair Lancaster, now Mrs. Hal Kemp. Now back to that exciting night in November 1975, right here on this stage.
Miss Canada 1975, Terry Meyer from Edmonton.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Terry Meyer.
Terry's activities since she became Miss Canada consisted of traveling to the Middle East and Europe for the Department of National Defense to entertain our Canadian forces. Back home in Edmonton, she's active in modeling assignments and public speaking engagements. She's now employed as an account executive with an advertising firm.
Ladies and gentlemen, another beautiful Miss Canada, Miss Terry Meyer. And now, please welcome our reigning Miss Canada 1976, Miss Sylvia McGuire.
Thank you. Good evening, bonsoir. Well, it certainly has been an experience, and I guess from all other experiences, I've learned from it. I've learned about others, but more important, I've learned about myself and my capabilities. A year is just a measure of time, and I guess it's what you put into it, what you give of yourself that forms the outcome. I've had a lot of fun this year, but I've worked very hard. And I suppose that's why I think that it's been a successful year, not just for myself, but for those that I've represented. It's kind of sad for me this evening because I have to give up my title. It's been a terrific year, but yet it's still exciting for me because it's just the beginning of new opportunities and my future. I'd like to congratulate all the girls who have represented their region here tonight. It's an honor for each and every one of them, just as it's been an honor for me to be a blue noser all year. But it's important to participate. It's important to belong and to know where your roots are. Félicitations à toutes les filles qui ont participé ici ce soir, car ils ont participé dans un événement qui concerne tout le Canada. So to my family, to my friends in Nova Scotia who've been behind me all year, to Nova Scotia, my province, to my newfound friends here in Toronto and all over the world, and to those patient people who have worked with me all year round. It really has been a fabulous year. So, merci infiniment. Thank you very much. And as the Japanese have taught me, domo arigato.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Canada 1976, Sylvia McGuire.
I'm sure you'll agree with me that Sylvia and all our former Miss Canadas are beautiful, intelligent young ladies. And we as Canadians should be proud to have had them represent our country in Canada and throughout the world. Tomorrow, our new Miss Canada will begin a year full of travel and new experiences. She'll journey to all parts of our countries and others, meeting and talking with people from all walks of life, sharing their interests and learning more and more about the world. And as her year goes by, her first trip, the Rothmans Canadian Forces Tour, will take her to Germany, Egypt, Israel, and Cyprus to meet the Canadian Armed Forces troops serving in the Middle East and Europe. She'll also be off again to Japan, courtesy of Japan Airlines and the Prince Hotel in Toronto. These trips and many, many others will make our new Miss Canada's year a truly exciting one. Now let's go back to Jim on stage for the final decision of the judges and the crowning of our brand new Miss Canada 1977.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final decision has been reached. Our auditor has tabulated the results of the voting, and now the moment everyone across Canada has been waiting for is here. May I have the envelope, please? I have the names of the new Miss Canada and the 3 runners-up. I will announce the names of our winners, beginning with the 3rd runner-up. The 3rd runner-up is from the Ottawa Valley, Yvonne Brandis. The 2nd runner-up, Cindy Gerling from Burlington. The next name will be the 1st runner-up, the 2nd most important award tonight. If for any reason Miss Canada cannot complete her reign, the 1st runner-up will assume the title. The 1st runner-up is Louise Mondu, Miss Canada 1977, Yvonne Foster from Saskatoon. We found her at last, the fairest girl in Canada. The end of our search from mountains to the sea. Just look at her, she surely is Miss Canada. And she's standing there for Canada and the world to see. With beauty and charm and talent, she's Miss Canada. The end of our search from mountains to the sea. There's a golden year ahead for our Miss Canada. Miss Canada, may fortune smile on thee. May fortune always smile on thee. Miss Canada 1977, Yvonne Foster.
Yvonne has blue-green eyes, blonde hair, and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. She's presently enrolled at the University of Saskatchewan, and she enjoys reading, sewing, knitting, and cooking. Well, that's about it. Yvonne's going to make a beautiful Miss Canada, and 1977 will be one of the most exciting years of her life. And for all the lovely ladies of the pageant, an experience they can always be proud of. We hope you've enjoyed being part of the excitement tonight, and we know you'll be looking forward to meeting Yvonne when she visits your